Hello, y'all. Does everybody know who Zonka who we're talking about here? For those, I'll tell you guys what I know about Zonka, how I became, known, how I knew Zonka, is because when I started out here, when I first joined Norml, straight out of Oaksterdam, ready to tell everyone I knew the truth that I learned because it can save their life, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was getting myself into patients that needed medicine, and I couldn't afford to buy them all the medicine that I wanted to, figure it out. I can't grow my own medicine, so I couldn't do it all. And beautiful caregivers, believing in what I was doing and loving patients, came and helped me out. And one of those caregivers was Zonka. And these are men that had a kitchen making medicine when there wasn't any dispensaries, there wasn't any lounges, or very few compassion clubs, very limited resources. And these were people that I could go to at any given time and let them know about a patient's situation and literally just load me up and let me know what to give them, just very compassionate, loving people that were always there for patients until last September, when they were made an example of. Tax money from 4 different 4 to 6 cities, 2 county attorneys, all these resources over the course of 4 to 6 months, did all this investigation. And why? Because also the fellows that own Zonka are, the head of Zonka is also the head of Desert Eagles Bike Club. So he's a president of a bike club, and anytime, if anybody here has got rated or how to go to court over marijuana since you become a patient or a caregiver, as soon as you're suspect, not whenever you're proven guilty, as soon as you're a suspect, all of your rights as a medical marijuana patient and caregiver are violated. They treat you like a felon. It's an illegal narcotic, blah, blah, blah. Well, because of this, in our beautiful Arizona laws and constitution, if you are a member of if you're affiliated with a bike club and you are involved in manufacturing narcotics, not making cookies and candy for patients. Now these beautiful people that for months and months and months put their lives on the line to provide medicine to patients, now he's looking at 70 years. His wife is looking at, what was it, 8 felony? He's looking at 11 felonies just because she's married to the man that decided. Now these are professional chefs that, Tony can tell you too, that when you're a professional chef and you can learn that you can throw some medicine in some food and heal people, magic. Of course you want to do that instead of any other kitchen around or any other thing around. And that's what this man decided to do. This man, this dad of 3 children and his wife. And because of these choices that he made for us, his children were held up at gunpoint. His wife held up at gunpoint. Their lives have been destroyed. Their 7-year-old son sleeping in the hallway because he's scared. They're going through hell in their lives. It's not just, yes, that's a big freaking deal. He's facing 70 years. But it's a big deal that even though he's not in jail yet, it's like he's in prison. Today he lost his job because they found out he was involved in this court case and involved in these charges in a regular kitchen that he had to go get a job in to fight this and keep putting food on the table for his family. He just got fired from his job today. They're going through a lot of hell. They need all the love and the support that we can give them. We're organizing a bike run, a charity run for Zonka right now for the 420 bike run to visit some of the farmers market and different things. All that's been in works, but we really need to aggressively help him because they're using him as example, and if they get away with this, they've wasted all these tax dollars on going after candies and cookies. Now, one of their arguments and one of the things that they've said all over the news and all over the papers when they arrested Zonka and put him and his family, children, 7, 11, and what, 13? 7, 11, and 13 held at gunpoint for 4 hours why they did this to their house. Now, these officers, let me fill you in on who we're dealing with now. These same officers that went to Zonka's home to arrest him and charge him with all these things and these syndicates of being organized crime just because he wears a biker patch. These same officers that did this in September were on the news in Jan Prescott News in January, wearing their Iron Brotherhood patch colors which isn't allowed, into Prescott. These are police officers into Prescott, into a bar, and roughing some guy up, and it was all caught on video. These police bikers acting like the bikers that they were acting like Zonka, who makes cookies and candy, are, and doing this stuff. So this was all caught on tape. Since all this stuff is dragging out, which is more lawyer fees, more time that, Chris has to deal with, like, being fired from his job, and during all this stuff, all this horrible family stuff that they have to suffer through while all this is going on, so obviously wrong and corrupt. The same police officers on that paperwork are on this video. 3 of them have already retired and stepped down. Yes, that is a positive for Chris's case, but it's extending it all out, and it's wearing him out. I mean, I love him, and I'm sorry, I don't want to embarrass him by telling his family shit, but this is big shit. This is wearing him out just like anybody else. I mean, Canna Pam lives at my house, and her and Rick just went through a very minor thing, and their case is more than likely going to be dismissed, but this has been since September, and their lives have been seriously altered, not being able to get a job, so this stuff happens over and over and over again. They did this to Zonka. It's wrong in so many levels. They made him, they associated with him with this Hell's Angels to justify everything that they did to him.